Emerging from the nightclubs and dive bars of 1980s Chicago, the Poetry Slam transformed the scholarly readings of academia into a competitive performance and voice for the people the world over. In an age of emojis and LOLs, the Lubeznik Center's annual Poetry Slam has shown that the art and expression of poetry haven't gone anywhere.
The Poetry Slam is the combination of great writing and great performance put together. It's a performance poetry show. A lot of times that competition is involved, where we score people and all the things that we've talked about, and it's, Olympic style scoring and everything. But the competition is just one small part of what the Poetry Slam actually is as a whole. I always say it's not about the scores. The idea of the scores is to make it more fun for the audience. It's just an opportunity for the audience to feel more invested in what's happening. If you're following along and you're kind of watching the scoring happen, it creates investment from the audience, and it also makes it a little more fun. That basic human instinct to rate things and to create a game of stuff, I think that's really common. If you put a score on anything, people will watch it and bet on it and wear t-shirts with your name on it.
Should I give up, or should I just keep chasing sidewalks, even if they lead nowhere?
I would say slam poetry is more like improv, but with slam, because there's a point component to it, right? You have to have some type of strategy to give you the best chance at winning. So not only am I working on my art, but I'm also trying to figure out, okay, who's judging me? Who's gonna be the audience tonight? What is the audience looking for? What does the room need? Because if the room gets too dark and I do something funny, I'm probably gonna get a higher score because they don't want to be depressed anymore.
But as coffee jitters wore off, I realized that our conversations were not like gravy, but they were like oatmeal. And they stuck with me throughout the day.
And I fell in love with poetry when I was teaching in Phoenix. I was teaching at a Title I school, and I got into Poetry Slam. Some friends saw that I liked to just, write, and encouraged me to get on a mic, and it was just a great opportunity for me just to grow as a presenter and as a person.
My mother was a dancer, my father was in the theater, and so I grew up in the performance environment, and I've always been amazed by it, particularly when a certain performance moves me some way. My whole life I've been battling stage fright. Had a bad experience when I was like 12 years old performing in a coffee house. I've been telling people that poetry has been kind of my gateway drug back into performing, because it's just me up there speaking, which is a lot simpler than trying to remember chords and lyrics and stage presence and all this other stuff that goes on with performing. So for me, it was much easier just to get up there and speak from my heart and tell my story through poetry. Because I can do this, I can create my own flow, and yet these words and these beats, they just come out too slow. I try to sound cool, sound dope, sound fat, but come off like some wannabe just reciting some Cat in the Hat. There's a simplicity in poetry that I absolutely adore. Hopefully, poets who do perform because they want to be able to bare their soul to you, so that perhaps they can touch your soul and you can realize what's going on for you and start battling your own demons or whatever it is.
It can be seen as a form of therapy. It's a way of expression. We live in a world where people are afraid to express themselves for who they truly are. Facebook profiles and Instagrams put filters on it so you can filter things out so you look happier than you really are. Is that truly expression, or are you just using an app? Like, how do you really want to express yourself? And I think you'll be healthier and happier if you're expressing your true self rather than the person you think the world wants you to be. With painting, you kind of hang it up and you hope someone asks you about what you painted. But when you're saying it, people have to open their ears and ask you about what did you mean for that. And that allows you to talk about, okay, this is what I meant. This is where I'm trying to go, and this is what I want to see.
Every time I walk in the door, I'm always happy to be here. And it's fun to bring a poetry event like this, to bring energy and to bring a new arts and cultural event to folks who wouldn't normally have access to it. When the Poetry Slam took off, it allowed folks like me, who never took a poetry class in their lives, who didn't go to college, who failed creative writing in high school, it gave us an opportunity to write and to express ourselves and to work on an artistic craft and share it with like-minded people. And the slam has traveled all over the world. It started in Chicago and now it's in pretty much every country where speaking out loud is legal. There's a poetry slam. And it's not an accident. It ignites people, it excites people, brings some thrust to a language that we've forgotten about. And people say poetry is dead, but poetry isn't dead. There are people coming from all over the world gathering together to share words with each other and be on stage. And that's an important thing.